Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to talk about 5 things I wish I knew before becoming a lawyer in Canada. When I was an NC student, and then after I got called, and then now that I'm practicing, I have learned so much. But there are certain things that really stressed me out throughout the process, and over the years, I realized some things that I wish I just knew beforehand. So I thought I could share them with you. Everyone's definition of success is different. I found myself following patterns, following pathways for other people's definition of success, or maybe what society thinks what a successful lawyer means. So for example, I would always apply to internships at bigger companies, at bigger firms. And every time I would not get selected or something like that, I would feel like I am not successful. And I would not give myself the opportunity to explore other things. And even if somebody told me that you should, you might want to explore other opportunities, I would think that they're doubting my capabilities. So I would think that as an attack to me as opposed to somebody just wanting to help out. So it's always a good idea to think about what success means to you. And over the years, I have realized that to me, success is not working for bigger names or working for bigger organizations. Or I'm not saying that that's not good. Of course it's good. Like, you learn everywhere you go, but for me, success is feeling good about me on the inside. So for example, the stuff that I do here on YouTube is what makes me feel really, really good. And 5 years ago today, I would never be thinking about this because, again, I was following somebody else's dream or what I thought was cool. So I thought that this was something that was really eye-opening to me. And I don't know what your definition of success is, but if you find yourself wanting things that other people are after, just think back and ask yourself, is it what you really want? Second is that life doesn't get any easier. When I was a student, I used to think, oh my gosh, the time that I pass these exams, my life is set. Then after I passed the exams, I was like, oh my God, now I need to pass the bar exams. And then I was like, I just need to pass the bar exams and then my life is going to be set. Then I passed the bar exams and then I moved on to my first year associate job. And then I'm like, I just need to learn things and then the stress is going to be over. And then 2 years now, then there are other stresses in your life. So life doesn't get easier per se. You keep on adding more responsibilities and your goals change, where you want to be change, all of these things change. So it's better to just have that expectation as opposed to thinking that there's this one thing that I need to do. I just need to become a lawyer and everything else will fall into place. This was just not correct. And this is what I genuinely believed. And over time, when I've now been practicing, every year I'm like, okay, now this is going to get better. But then, there are other things that come and then there's life happening and all those things. So really, you just get used to things. Things are always evolving. Things are always changing. You're moving up, you're moving and you're growing. So it doesn't really get easier. There are things that just keep adding on and on and on. Number third, I didn't realize that being able to make a difference in other people's lives. So as a lawyer, whatever area you're in, you're actually making a difference in people's lives. I didn't think that it was going to have an impact on me. I didn't realize the actual impact it has on you. I used to think that when I become a lawyer, it's just going to be like another job or another area, but it has a very positive impact on you, like just your overall sense of being, your confidence, like the way that you feel about yourself, the energy that you feel inside of you. I did not think that it would be that positive. So I wish somebody told this to me earlier, maybe just because you kind of know the good things as well. But this is something that I wasn't expecting. I always used to think that, yeah, I mean, it's work. Like, you become a lawyer and then you go to work. But the satisfaction that you get after helping someone in need is just, you can't describe that in words. Overall, you feel a lot more happier about yourself. As practicing law or any other job that you get into, I wish somebody told me that a lot of what you experience as a lawyer, especially as a first-year lawyer, is a lot to do with yourself than anyone else. The way that you're feeling, the way that you react, or the way that you are working has a lot to do with you than anything else. It's just like any other relationship that you build with the people that you're around. So, for example, just I don't know if I'm being clear or not, is that as soon as I started working, there's a lot more that I learned about myself than anything else. I learned the law, but I also learned so many things about myself and my strengths, the areas that stress me out, how I react in situations where I am feeling like really stressed out, or how I react in situations where I feel really, really happy. So it's a lot about learning about yourself as well that I wasn't expecting. I used to think that as soon as you start working, like, you're good. But you start to learn so much about yourself and how you handle yourself, how you present yourself. And I never thought that this, I don't know, I just never thought this way because maybe I didn't work before. This was like my first real full-time job. I did work part-time previously, but this is something that really, really surprised me. And just as an example, that, you know, when I started working, like, I would obviously feel like stressed out, and I would feel stressed out about file work, if I'm doing right, if I'm doing wrong. And that just taught me just generally that a lot of times in life, when I do some things that are new and I'm unfamiliar with them, it's the same feeling that I have. And you kind of learn that about yourself. Next, I realized that money is not everything. When I was a student, I used to think that money will solve all my problems. Well, yes, money did solve many of my problems, and I am able to, as soon as I started working, I'm able to do things that I like, I'm able to afford things that I want. But after a certain point, like, it is not the only thing that you need to be happy. There's so much more that schools, people, society does not teach us. Now you have the money to be able to buy things that you need, but it's not the only thing that you need to be happy. There's so much more to it, and I didn't realize that. Because I used to think that as soon as I start making money, yeah, of course, like, I would be the happiest person in the world, but I'm happy, I'm grateful, but it's not that it solved all of my problems. It solved majority of them, but not all of them. And it's just a bitter truth that I wish that somebody had told me earlier. Thanks, guys, for watching. If you want to add something to this list, please feel free to do so. I would really appreciate hearing other people's stories on, you know, what happened with them, what was their journey like, and what are some things that they recommend. I'm always looking for recommendations, so yeah, feel free to comment below. Thank you. Bye.